Kerry King, Kerry Jane King.
Are you known by any other names?
Sissy.
So you grew up in a really nice environment.
Also, things started changing when protests started happening. Back in the 70s, I can recall, before the 70s and graceful, we didn't have any racism. White kids, we didn't look at one another as any different. Recognition, the way pushing for recognition is divisive. It's caused split in the community between the white community that we grew up in, and we didn't see any different. We all got on, and we still treasure those memories and families today that we grew up with. It's put a wedge culture we were taught. Be aware of this people claiming Aboriginality. My role in the family is I'm the eldest granddaughter to Nan. My leadership role comes from following my mother's and grandmother's footsteps. My grandmother, she was awarded an OAM mother. She's a preschool principal for 32 years. Before the native title, that cut us off, our relationship with the farmers. It ruined the relationship between, families that worked out on the farms. I mean, my family was one. There was other families. What it's done was just pushed in a lot of consultation happened that there was, this talk of a native title.
Well, did you get any say about the Native Title Act?
No, there's no say whatsoever.
So it was just pushed upon you and the people of Wilcannia?
It's like what I say. They don't come in and listen to us. It doesn't come in and listen to us. Changed attitudes in our younger generations. And activism, younger generation, it came out they don't connect with what they do in the city, gets on the news. We don't live all that out here. We don't celebrate Australia Day and protesting, a day when family come together for us. Yeah, no one don't go to church on Sundays, only the small church group. Stopped going to church because families started having more access to alcohol. Before activists, we were growing up with church in different parts of the community. Activism went and destroyed that. They stopped that, and they brought alcohol. They allowed alcohol into the community. They pushed away harmony, what we had here. And they talk about harmony, and they went and pushed ours out. We had our relationship we had no colour difference in this community. Non-Indigenous families, they knew who we belonged to, who we connected to, and they still do today. They share their memories with us, how to hate, how to use bad words. They sound like them Americans, bad any words like MF and FF and nanny and everything, poppy, liquors and things. That all comes from American anger and that there, black anger. American, no need for it. Sit down and infiltrate our kids. They try and make them someone else when they're not. They cause more battles in our lives today in Federation days.
What do you mean by Federation days?
When the land trust, then they come in with all this other stuff.
So before the Land Rights Act, you had a land trust?
There was land trust.
And were you consulted about the change? When I say consulted, I mean, were you given a chance to shape it?
No.
That was pushed on you in the Rand government. Other elders have told me that that's when the communists came in, when the Land Tax came in New South Wales. Did you see a change with the Land Rights Act coming in?
I've seen it with the elders. I've seen what it done to them. Comes in and was told this is how it is. No listening. Elders sit and listen to them how it is.
Oh, so they just dictated to them?
Dictate, manipulate.
What other manipulation?
I can remember there was alcohol involved, I suppose, to help with lobbying and stuff.
A lot of people made Aboriginal when the ATSIC days were on, weren't they?
Yeah, ATSIC and all organisations, they endorsed the Aboriginalities. No genealogies to go with it. Well, it gives them numbers. It's designed so they can make people Aboriginal. to get their votes.
So what you're saying is people who ran organisations, ATSIC councillors, would make people Aboriginal so they get more votes.
Yes.
And you told me that someone who actually was the interim CEO of the Land Council in Wilcannia made people Aboriginal for money.
Yes, they've lived there all their life. They come out and all of a sudden become Aboriginal affairs, the crooks that's in there running it.
It almost feels like you've been set up to fail.
Set up to fail. They're the ones setting us up to fail. The crooks.
In the media, sometimes it looks like there's only one or two people who care about domestic violence in Aboriginal communities, or one or two only care about sexual assault. You're an elder. Explain, is it only one or two people who care about Aboriginal sexual assault, children and domestic violence?
Take too much responsibility away.
Anything else you want to say?
I want Aboriginal Affairs to know that I don't support the Uluru Statement. I don't support the way they're handling our fake Aboriginals. I don't support the way they are filling our communities with all these overlapping services. Turn it around and make it jobs for us. Don't sit down. The money doesn't get to us. It don't get to us. Millions of dollars from Aboriginal Affairs. Where's it all gone? You say you're looking after your people and not there. Why haven't we got a shop here? You go and put $7 million into an art gallery. All we got is alcohol and drugs in our communities. Don't make decisions for us. Come and sit down with us and listen and talk with us. Don't make decisions for us and say that we agree with you. You need to come out. Don't come out and just be amongst a few people. You need to get amongst the community. Don't use me or my family to support something that's going to put us in a worse spot. It's not about us. It's about an agenda that will never ever get us out of the mess that you've got us in now.